In the world of oncology, some treatments have been around for a long time. They're the foundation of how we fight cancer. But the real challenge, the billion-dollar question, is always, how do we make them even better? Well, today, we're going to talk about a company that's tackling one of the most fundamental pillars of cancer care for solid tumors, and they're getting results that you just have to see to believe. Okay, let's dive right in.
So, think about radiotherapy. It's an absolute workhorse in cancer treatment. We're talking about over 12 million patients every single year. It saves countless lives for sure, but it's not perfect. Sometimes cancer cells learn how to resist it. Its effectiveness can vary. So the big question for innovators has always been, how can we unlock the true full potential of this therapy for every single patient?
What if I told you that in an early human trial, a new drug, when paired with standard radiotherapy, achieved this number? 100%. That's the objective response rate. It means that for every single patient in the trial, their tumor either shrank significantly or just disappeared. A perfect score. And that incredible result is what's putting a Korean biotech company, VSPharmTech, on the global map.
So, a result like that, how is that even possible? Well, it comes from creating a whole new paradigm. The idea isn't to replace radiotherapy, but to make it fundamentally better, to supercharge it from inside the cancer cell itself.
And the key to this whole thing is a type of drug called a radiosensitizer. Now, the concept here is actually pretty simple and it's really smart. These are compounds that basically make cancer cells much more vulnerable to radiation. They act like a secret weapon that breaks down the defenses that tumors build up, which lets a normal dose of radiation hit with a much bigger impact.
And that brings us to VSPharmTech's lead drug, VS101. It's not just another radiosensitizer. No, this is being developed as a first-in-class apoptosis enhancer. It's literally designed to be the perfect partner for radiotherapy. And you can see why VS101 is so compelling. It's a first-in-class small molecule, which means it can be made into a simple pill. That's a huge deal for patients, just convenient oral administration. The dose is super low, and maybe most importantly, it has an absolutely excellent safety profile. That makes it the ideal candidate to combine with other treatments. It's designed from the ground up to be effective, safe, and easy. So, how does it actually work? Let's break it down. First, the radiation zaps the cancer cells and damages their DNA. That's standard. Now, normally, those crafty cancer cells would try to repair that damage to survive. But that's where VS101 comes in. It blocks their ability to make those repairs. So with its defenses totally knocked out, the cancer cell is just overwhelmed and gets pushed into what's called apoptosis. That's just a fancy term for programmed cell death. It's a classic 1-2 punch that turns a standard treatment into an absolute knockout. A brilliant mechanism is one thing, right? But for investors, for potential global pharma partners, the only thing that really truly matters is the data. And this, right here, is where VSPharmTech's story goes from promising to absolutely profound.
Let's go back to that incredible number. In a phase 1 trial in Korea for head and neck cancer, VS101 got that 100% objective response rate. But here's the other side of the coin, which is just as important. It did it with 0 dose-limiting toxicities. That means the drug was so safe, so well tolerated, that they never even found a dose high enough to cause serious side effects. Think about that. A perfect efficacy score combined with a perfect safety score in this first trial. It's just wow.
And this is where you can really see the momentum building. Based on those stellar results out of Korea, VSPharmTech is now going global. They got the green light from the US FDA to start human trials in America. Phase 2 trials are already underway at some of the best cancer centers in the world, like Yale and NYU Langone. And they're not just sticking to head and neck cancer. They're expanding into breast cancer and glioblastoma, showing just how broad this drug's potential could be.
Okay, so the clinical proof is there. It's solid. Now let's talk about how these amazing results translate into what could be a massive commercial opportunity. The total market for solid tumors is estimated to be around $80 billion. That is a huge number. By making a foundational treatment like radiotherapy so much better, VS101 is positioned to potentially capture a really significant slice of this enormous market. What's more, the company has played its cards really smart on the business side. They've already locked in orphan drug designation for glioblastoma in the US. That's a big deal because it guarantees 7 years of market exclusivity after it's approved. And you know what? The big players are already taking notice. They're in active, confidential talks with over 13 multinational pharma companies about licensing. That's some serious early interest.
And if you're looking for a stamp of approval, it really doesn't get much bigger than this. VSPharmTech was handpicked for Johnson & Johnson's super prestigious J-Labs program. That's a massive vote of confidence from one of the biggest healthcare companies on the planet, and it's all aimed at helping VS101 go global.
Okay, so amazing drug, huge market opportunity. But who's steering the ship? Can the team actually get this across the finish line? Let's take a look. The leadership team here has a serious track record. The CEO, Shin-Young Park, has raised over $20 million for biotechs before. The CTO, Hyun-Ho Lee, has already guided 4 different therapies all the way to approval. And the CSO, Dr. Byung-Mog Kwon, he's a rockstar inventor with over 100 patents to his name. This is a team that knows exactly how to get a drug from the lab to the market. This isn't their first rodeo.
And they are not doing it alone. Just look at this ecosystem of support. They're backed by world-class partners, from global giants like J&J, Yale, and NYU, to top-tier financial investors and research institutions in Korea. This company is truly built on a foundation of excellence.
So, what's next on the horizon? Well, the vision is crystal clear, and the roadmap is all laid out for some major value creation ahead.
The path forward from here is very well defined. With the US trials up and running, we're expecting to see some key data in 2025. That's going to be a huge turning point. From there, the goal is a major licensing deal and an IPO in 2026, with a target valuation of over $300 million. These are the key moments for everyone to watch.
But you know, at the end of the day, this is about more than just the numbers on a spreadsheet. This is about a shared mission. This is a chance to partner with a company that has the science, the data, and the team to truly transform cancer therapy for millions of patients all around the world.
The amazing results from Korea, that was just the beginning. The global stage is now set. So the real question is, how will this incredible story help shape the future of oncology?
For anyone who wants to learn more, follow the story, or get in touch, you can reach the VSPharmTech team through their website or on LinkedIn. Just scan the codes you see right here. Thanks so much for tuning into our explainer on this really exciting story developing in oncology.